little toasty here in central Iowa today. Been pretty nice, but the sun's starting to come out. A little bit humid. I think it's in the middle 80s. It's supposed to have a heat index of, I don't know, 90 or low 90s, something like that. Not horrible, but it's a little bit sticky out right now. Buddy doesn't seem to mind though. Jessie's up in the house with her pups. Everybody's doing good. What do you say we come over here and shut this fan off? Get that noise in the background turned off. And if you haven't heard, going out to Oregon here at the end of next week, gonna be there next Saturday, a week from today. Or what is that noise? Hearing something kind of thumping around over here. I don't know what that was. Anyway, like I was saying, going out to Oregon, going out to see the Central Oregon Shenanigan guys, James and Kyle. I'll link their channel down below. Going out there at the end of next week, actually a week from today, which when you see this, a week from yesterday, it'll be on next Saturday. Going out there to see those guys, gonna be painting up Kyle's truck. If you haven't heard, and gonna be spending 2 weeks out there, have a couple of surprises coming for Kyle's truck. Well, it's not really a surprise for me or James and Kyle, but might be a surprise for you guys. I don't know if they're gonna reveal it on their channel or not. I'm not gonna reveal it until I am 100% certain that it's going to happen, but last word I got, which was last night, it's gonna happen. So we'll see. We got a lot to do on Kyle's truck. And for those of you that don't know, his truck is much like this truck, just a different color. One advantage they have is out in Oregon, they do not have the rust like we get around here. So repainting his truck should not be all that difficult. So be sure to check their channel out, Central Oregon Shenanigans. I'll link it down below. And make sure you click the notification bell on both of our channels. We're gonna be recording a lot of the same stuff. Might be from a different perspective, but it will be a different personality. And it should be pretty interesting. Should be pretty interesting, pretty fun, not only for us three doing the recording, but also for you as a viewer, as you're gonna be seeing a lot of stuff that you don't typically see on my channel and some additional stuff on their channel. Because as you know, on my channel, it seems like 95% of the things that I do are, they're right here inside the shop. And going out there is going to be something totally different. I think you're going to enjoy it, and I'm really looking forward to it. So make sure you subscribe to both of our channels, hit the notification bell. We're going to be uploading a lot of videos, so come along for the ride. As far as what's going on with the Bronco here, I have been doing a lot of work on this, and maybe it doesn't seem like a whole lot has changed, but I've been putting in a lot of time on this, just a lot of little things, getting it ready for paint. It does need a thorough cleaning before I primer it. And then I forgot all about the tailgate. So I've been working on that. It has some issues, has some rust that needs cleaned up here on the inside. And let's see, that corner down there, that needs straightened out, which shouldn't be a huge deal. And I think a couple other spots on the outside of it need some attention before I can do any kind of painting on it. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I am starting to get a little burnt working on the Bronco, because like I said, I have put in a lot of time here. About the last week working on this thing, and I need a little bit of a break. So is the Bronco gonna get primer before I go out? Maybe. I would really like, at least before I go out, I'd like to get this tailgate situation straightened out. Kind of forgot about the old tailgate here. I'd like to at least get the inside primered and painted, all the inside. And I also need to take care of painting all this in here, then get the tailgate mounted up, get everything all cleaned up. It needs a lot of cleaning yet, and it may have to wait until after I get back home from Oregon to all be primered, which that'd be okay. Once I get back from Oregon, we're gonna be looking at harvest not too long after I get back, but should have 2-3 weeks, maybe 4, before harvest starts. So should be able to get this primered and painted before harvest starts, because if that doesn't happen, it's probably not going to get done until next spring, which I'd be kind of disappointed in that myself. So gonna really try to make that happen. Really want to get this done, installed, and have everything ready to go when I get back. So gonna do what I can to make that happen. And one thing I've been asked a couple of times on is how to remove these door handles. Well, on the old Bronco here, it's not going to be terribly hard because I've already got everything taken apart. I've got the glass out, and that's what you need to do. You need to get this inside panel off, you need to get the glass out, you need to get the little wing window there, pull it out. Well, actually, you probably wouldn't need to. Well, if you're doing a different color repaint, yeah, pull it out, pull all the trim off, everything. And then once you get the glass out, the motor and stuff doesn't need to come out. It's just the glass, and it's not that hard. I showed that or I explained how to do that in a different video. Let me grab a flashlight here. But down inside here, there's a nut. And I know sometimes this light is overpowering for the camera. There's a nut there, how's that? Right there, that needs to come off. And there's another one, or actually a bolt, back in there that needs to come off. The problem with that bolt is the window track is in the way. And even if you're not doing a color change, you could get away with it if you're very, very careful taping around the door handle. And you would have to be real careful taping around the door handle here to get that all taped off just right. And you could, if it's the same color, you could probably get away with that and just tape, which might be easier. If you don't, if you're not doing a color change, you don't need to paint the inside of the door and all that. Doing that might be what you want to do. But if you want to take these door handles off, which if you're doing a color change would be highly recommended, that nut and bolt down there need to be they need to get out. The problem is the one back in there, unless there's some special tool, which there probably is, but I don't have it, you're gonna have to take that window track out. And to take that window track out, there really isn't much to it. If you already have the glass out, which that comes out relatively easy, there's just one bolt down here, and that holds the track in. And then up here, it's just kind of clipped in there, if you can see that. So you just take this bolt out, and actually you may not have to pull it all the way out. If you loosen that bolt, there's a bracket down in there, if you can see that. And that's pretty much all that holds it in. So you loosen that bolt and get it loose up here so you can get it out of the way so you can get that bolt out. I think that's all you're going to need to do. Now to get that nut out right there, you'll have to pull your plastic off a little bit, and there's a hole right there, and you can fit an extension and socket right through that. And then to get that other bolt back in there, there's a hole right there, and you should be able to get an extension and socket in there. I'm using 1/2-inch drive. You could probably use 3/8 just fine. It's an 11mm bolt on the one to the inside of the door. Fit right through that hole, and should come right off. It actually was not on there very tight at all. So we'll get that guy off and try not to drop it down inside the door. If you do, get a magnet, pull it out of there. Alright, got that one off. The one down here holding the window track, those are not tight at all. It's also 11mm. So we'll go ahead and get him off. Actually, I just leave it just like that. And as you can see, the window track fell right out of where it was. So with that being said, if I can hold the light, I can just set it in there like that. Should be able to just pull it this way a little bit. And now I should be able to get that other bolt down there, get it taken out, and the handle will come off. And that other little nut, that's an 8mm, which I seem to have misplaced my 8mm socket. I'm using a nut driver, which should work just fine. I want to get my hand in there, so if the nut falls off, I can catch it. Well, I thought I got him off. I can't really see in there. So got that little guy out, and then the handle should pull out of there. Yeah, hold on. So I was wrong on how all this works. This whole mechanism right here is connected by a rod, so you're going to have to disconnect. And hold everything here. Going to have to disconnect this rod coming up from the bottom. You can see that. I think it just slips out of there. Yeah, we'll put a little more on there. I think it's just a little corroded and it doesn't want to slide out of there. We'll give that a minute and we'll come back. And while waiting for that to soak a little bit, of course it's starting to shower a little bit, which that's okay. We need some rain, but I don't think it's going to amount to much. I haven't looked at the radar or anything, but I don't know. They say we could get some nasty weather. You better get inside, little guy. They say we could get some nasty weather later, but it seems like they always say that, so who knows. I don't think I'm going about this the wrong way, but I think it's just kind of stuck. Looks like that rod ought to pull right out of there. I just don't want to break anything. I do have another door if I happen to break something, but it looks like it should pull right out of there. Okay, so see that yellow tab in there? I don't have a good way to hold this light. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this here. There's a piece. There was a little piece that was folded over the rod. You have to pry that back, and hopefully it doesn't snap, as this stuff is all old. And then it will release this rod. This rod will pull out. This is all attached to the outside handle down here. So then once you do that, that rod will pull away from everything, or it should. There we go. And I'm not sure what way you have to turn this. The whole thing should come out of there. One way or another. There we go. Then your door handle's off. So remember, when you take it out, this yellow plastic piece is kind of pointed down, and it should be able to fit back in there. And then I would put this nut back on that bolt, and maybe tape this bolt. No, I guess you can just screw it in there. That's okay. Just screw it in there like that, so everything stays together. So now this door handle off, you can come in here and sand all this down, and it'll look good. You won't have any, if you tape around that handle, you could miss a spot or something and end up with a little bit of white showing when this thing's going to be a pretty bright blue, and don't want that. So if you're changing color, you probably need to remove the door handles. And in the process, all that, you get all this, you get all the trim around the windows and everything all taken off, so there's no chance of the white coming through when you're changing color to the grabber blue. So that's how you do that, and I'll have to go over to the other side, get the other handle off, and sand that all down, be ready to go. And then as far as opening the door, if you don't have your door handle on, if you reach around here on the inside, find that rod that's in there and just push down on it. You can open the door. Hope that helped you out. Not real hard, just be careful in there that you don't break that plastic piece. I think you'll be all right. Just heard some rumble out here. I'm not exactly sure where it came from though. Might have come up from up that direction. Looking at the radar and stuff, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot tonight. But anyway guys, that is how you remove the door handles on these. Not real hard, especially once you figure out how to do it, but you do have to take a few things apart. And with that being said, don't forget to go subscribe to Central Oregon Shenanigans and myself. Be sure to hit that notification bell. We have a lot of stuff planned. We're planning stuff right now, and I've never been to Oregon before, so that should be fun for me as well. Have a lot to do before I go out there. Just around here, for one thing, mowing the yard, spraying weeds. I got to build a pen for the pups. Need to go get a new pair of shoes, new contacts, need a haircut. Just a lot of little things, none of them real big, but it all takes time. Just like all the little things on the Bronco. Anyway guys, please give this video a big old thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.